Hello everyone, welcome back. HeirofCarthage here, and yes, we're going to be continuing the Masters of Innovation campaign here. Sometimes I forget the name. Malakai Makaisson, yeah. I don't get to spend as much time digging into the games as I used to be able to. I miss that in a lot of ways, but you know, life's just busy, and generally speaking, it is good, so there's definitely worse things to be the case. Anyway, thank you all for joining in. As I said, I've got an army. Thorek is going to sail south into the southern Chaos Ways, which I kind of forgot existed until someone reminded me in the comments, which, by the way, thank you for the comments, or else I wouldn't have remembered such a thing. It is time for us to end a turn. Go ahead and do that. Some of you have been asking about what I'm going to be up to next. Well, I have a couple of ideas that I want to run through. And there's many things that I'd like to visit. One, we know that there's going to be more content for Warhammer 3 coming out, I think sometime holiday season, roughly. Unless I heard wrong, I think that's what they had told us. Again, this is not coming from like insider knowledge. I think it was just some kind of, they announced roughly what the timeline was, if I remember right. And I want to say that it was somewhere in that holiday-ish time frame. And anyway, that said, I am planning to cover that new content when it comes, but that's a long ways out. I've kind of been, like, people have asked me about whether I'm going to have more. Oh, good, we get to fight Kugath. Let's take care of that. People have been asking me whether I'm going to still do historical games. People are asking me about Pharaoh, and I appreciate it that they're asking me. Look, the new Pharaoh content is probably good. CA probably did a good job on it. And I mean, but I don't have any intention to play it. I don't have time. My time is too limited. And I guess that for me, at least, and I'm not saying it like makes me angry or like horribly angry or anything like this, but to me, Pharaoh is a bit of a frustration. To me, it feels like the game that no one was asking for. And I say, I know I'm going to say no one. And someone will be like, well, I did. I wanted the Bronze Age. I know there's some of you, but if there was a giant clamor for Bronze Age Total War, then this game would have been a hit, and it was not. And they wasted a lot of time developing it. They wasted a lot of hours and resources developing it. And I'm not saying that the work that went into the game is terrible. There's many good things about the game, but it's not wanted by the community, and I think that's apparent in the player numbers and the way it launched. And I don't really think that any, like, I mean, I know why CA didn't just abandon it. It's because that looks bad and it's going to speak poorly to him. But at the same time, like, part of me hates that they couldn't just abandon it, because that game was dead. Like, after the launch and after, you know, kind of what it was, the game was dead. And there was really no point in spending money on it. CA did it to save face. I understand why they did. I don't like that they had to do that, but I can understand it in a way that they did it, but I don't like it. I wish they would have just spent the hours and resources bettering Warhammer 3 or working on a future historical project that people were more interested in. And that's all there is to it. Anyway, we've gone down that road long enough. I don't want to get stuck there. Oh my gosh, is that 3 toad dragons? It is. That is gruesome. Speaking of gruesome, ouch. Stinking Kugath, of course. Kugath, I think, would be the more appropriate name for him. Dig In is just about finished, and we're going to give these rotten, plague-filled beasts something to think about. Kugath is going to just target the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers, which I don't love, but, you know, more power to him, I guess. Those toad dragons are extremely concerning. Extremely concerning. I'm going to move this force up a little, because I need some separation between some of this. I'm gonna go ahead and move one of my Slayers farther this way, and maybe right here like that. I'm gonna keep one here. I'll leave this one as a reinforcement right there. Okay. All right, the Toad Dragons are gonna be very concerning. I'm gonna start ripping at those Toad Dragons. I'm gonna slow them, or at least one of them, when it gets close enough. The Toad Dragons are gonna be exceptionally dangerous. We are ripping into them rather nicely with the organ guns. I'm concerned about the number of exalted plague bearers. Hold on. on. Okay, chop down those chariots, please. Crap, crap. My runesmith just got absolutely tanked. Man, he got absolutely destroyed. Like, I mean, just destroyed. Wow, that was unbelievable. How quickly he got knocked off there. This hero, I mean, tore a gaping hole. Really? Longbeard's are routing with 83 troops left? What planet is this? Sometimes I don't understand the functions of this game. I'm gonna smoke bomb this stuff. Trying to get my engineer, but he's completely stuck. Yeah, he's gonna get killed too. All right, I think the chariots are almost gone. They're trying to outmaneuver me here. Got us some great unclean ones. Still working us. What, hang on. Like, I don't even understand what's happening here. Like, I'm trying to click things and things are not happening as expected. There we go. Get in there and kill that, please. Yeah, I'm not really sure how those Longbeards routed. That seems kind of unlikely to me. I need to save my artillery. I'm gonna get these Slayers back up here to get the Plague Drones. We're finally tanking that great unclean one. That great unclean one is surviving an amazingly long time right in the midst of all those Slayers. I'm gonna back up a little bit with these organ guns. My Thane is the only one who didn't just get clobbered, and I think it's probably just because that exalted hero hasn't gotten to me. Okay. Alright, we've pushed back the Plague Drones. I'm gonna go ahead and fall back with these Bugman's Rangers real quick, and I'm gonna reinforce with this line of Slayers here. That hero is now headed towards my Thane, and that is a little bit concerning based off of what I've been seeing. Kugath certainly put up a lot more fight than I would have preferred that he did here. Okay. And of course, the chariots came back. Of course, the chariots came back. They only had 2 entities and like 600 hit points, but of course they're going to come back. And then they're going to kind of hold everything together here where Kugath can get them. All right, so I think we've finally gotten rid of some of this stuff. Let's go see if we can finish off this exalted hero. Kugath has caused a tremendous amount of damage. I'm gonna get that soul grinder. And then I've got some units kind of coming back. I think this is my, it's my artillery. It's pretty banged up, so I'm gonna try and keep them away from the main lines. I'm gonna try and get rid of the soul grinder here. Let's focus in some Slayers. We're just trying to finish cutting through those few units. It looks like we finally got revenge. This battle was an absolute crapshoot. I performed rather poorly here. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a very, very potent army from the Poxmakers, but I did not manage my force very well. And it cost me a few things. Nothing huge, nothing we can't recover from, but it's certainly a result of, you know, I didn't control my troops well. And my leaders were left in a very vulnerable position. I'm used to kind of leaving them in front of the lines because they can tank so hard. But clearly we met up with something that they couldn't tank, and it went rather poorly for us there. I'm gonna move up with these Bugman's Rangers. I could try to remount my artillery. We'd have to dig it back in, though. I'm surprised Kugath only has 43 kills. I swear he's done a whole lot more damage than that. He's still, yeah, look at that. He's still getting a tremendous number of kills. Every time he lands a shot, it's rather devastating. He's crumbling, but he just has so many hit points that it takes, you know, a year to crumble, essentially. These guys are gonna have to dig in.
For the ancestors. No shoddy contraptions.
At least our heroes will have healed up a lot of their hit points here. I'm gonna give some fire orders here. If our bugmans can get in range, we'll be able to put an end to this rather quickly. Our stupid organ guns started moving around whenever they picked up their artillery pieces, so it reset the dig-in timer. Whew, he is still firing away at my bugmans, and that is definitely the target that he should be firing at. It won't do him much good, though. We're about to cut through him with our slayers. Except for that he just took a diarrhea dump all over those there. Alright, here we go. Kugath, the never-ending pile of hit points. There we go. Alright, well, it sucks that we lost our leader there, but I hadn't noticed going into this battle. I just kind of nonchalantly went into it, didn't realize that I was up against 3 Toad Dragons, Kugath, 2 Soul Grinders, and then 3 Great Unclean Ones. I mean, that was a substantial force of Poxmakers. And we definitely would have needed to be more careful with our leaders. I think if I just would have put them behind my line of Longbeards. Honestly, the line of Longbeards did pretty marvelously, all things considered. It was up against some very stout odds. And when you put them into that shield wall formation, they honestly performed pretty well. And so I think that overall that went pretty well. I still get a little irritated when I see Longbeards routing at like 83 men, like they did in that battle. When was the last time you played against the dwarves and a Longbeard routed at 83? It doesn't. They're immune to psychology. That isn't going to happen without some extremely insane, you know, like modifiers to leadership. And again, I don't know. Maybe Nurgle has that. Maybe they do. But I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think that's just some AI shenanigans that they get, because I've had the same thing happen to me when playing against the Skaven, where they just don't have the means to do what they do, and it happens. And so, like I said, I think that at some point there's some shenanigans going on, and that's all there is. It says he was killed in action. I guess, was he not all the way up to like a high enough level? Because that's frustrating. One thing we could do, I had a Rune Lord, and Rune Lords are cool, but honestly, Rune Magic's still a very slow cooldown, to the point of nuisance almost. What we could do is just pick up a Demon Slayer instead. And a Demon Slayer would allow us to stand up a lot more powerfully against these armies.
Demon Slayer.
So let's grab the Demon Slayer. And let's get him set up. Let's see what we can do here. Got 5 skill points. I'm going to throw those into Thunderer so that our Bugman's Rangers will kind of max out, and then we'll drop one into Tactician. And then we need to go over to the details here. We lost that character. I was hoping that wouldn't mean that we lost those things, but we did. We lost his equipment, which is a little bit frustrating if I have to say so myself. We do have a Giant Blade. Is a bonus versus infantry. We have a Helm of Discord, which is pretty good. So I guess we lost his equipment with him too. I know the enemy can steal stuff sometimes, but I don't think they could take it tankard, could they? Maybe they can? I don't know. Let's head into the forge. I can get new ones. So I'm gonna forge up the Old Guard tankard, an Iron Warden tankard, and then I'm going to... Let's go see if we have any good character runes. Bonus versus large would go good on some of our guys, as would a 10% ward save, which I see over there as well. What else do we have that would come in handy here? Fear is good, and that might work pretty good against the Skaven. It won't do anything against Kugath. Missile resistance is not a bad thing to have there either. Weapon strength of plus 20% is also a lot. Let's grab this one, and then we'll get that rune of shielding. And let's see. Piercing, yeah, this one right here. Let's inscribe some of these. All right, that should be... I know we had a weapon for that guy. We had a giant's thing. You can see Iron Warden's hammer gives perfect. Dragon Slayer's axe. It's okay. It's not bad. But it's only enabled if it's hit points less than 50%. I hate that kind of stuff. Chilling Aura is not bad. Let's grab that Gatekeeper's hammer. And then let's see if we can get good armor together. The Gatekeeper's helm is missile and spell resistance, physical resistance and terror, and speed. Iron Warden. So 10% damage if the hit points are less than that. Again, that's okay. It's not amazing. Let's forge this one up. Okay. All right, so we'll get some decent equipment on hand, and let's get these guys settled here. Let's go back to the details. We can do character runes, which are going to be down here. So weapon strength of 20% would be rather significant. Let's throw that one on. And then shielding, honestly, could be pretty darn good. Rune of Might would give us more bonus versus large, so we now have a 40 bonus versus large, which is, again, pretty substantial. A 10% ward save seems like a good deal, too. So missile resist. I don't want the missile resistance. What was it? The Rune of Striking. Ward save, missile resistance. There we go. I think that'll be good for him, and then we can get the Iron Warden and the Old Guard, and we'll do the Dragon Slayer scales. I don't. Helm of Discord's also pretty good, but that should be good there. He's got some pretty substantial weapon strength now. Not a lot of AP, but if we're fighting a lot of demons and rats, probably not going to be up against tons of armor. So that should be all right. Let's go over here to his team members here. So we got Tecton Gaurish. Where is this dude at? Let's see if I can spot one of my Demon Slayers. It's not him, because he doesn't have the right heroes with him. Not him. I think it's this dude, right?
For my oath, bane of demons.
Yeah, it's him. So here's the characters with him. We do have this Helm of Discord. We can throw on that Thane. And then that Gatekeeper's hammer, give him the chilling aura. And then we've got the runes that we can throw here too. So that 10% ward save is a good one. I think Rune of Might would be appropriate here. So he'll have a bonus versus infantry and large. And then he's got a shield, so he'll be decent against missiles. Let's give him the weapon strength buff here, because again, that's fairly significant at 20%. So I think that'll be a good way to go. He's got the magic items, ancillaries, archivist. Might as well get that research rate. Recruitment cost, income, guild masters, income from terrorists faction wide is good. Powder makers, brewmasters, and everything's about income with the dwarves, which I guess makes sense in a lot of ways. All right, that'll be fine for now. Let's take care of the skill points here. Got a few skill points to handle. Let's get Deadly Onslaught. Let's finish Woundmaker, Blade Shield.
Death Seeker.
What else we got here? So we have. Let's go with hand loaded. Or oh no, hang on. Increased mobility, then hand loaded. Increased mobility is never a bad thing. We're at level 50 here, which means we can get that final tick into Mentor. It's also would be nice to have Morgrim's Favored. I'll go ahead and grab that. Never got to finish Tactician, so that'll bring me as close as we can. Mentor is quite good, though, and you want to get that, I think, pretty much all the time. But right there was something left that I kind of felt like I wanted. Triangulation. And let's see, some more skills here. Mortality, Mentor, Resolutes. Okay, I think we've got the skill points settled for now. We've got a lot of moves to be made, though. So this was what we had moved down towards Cathay, and I'm kind of surprised that we ran into Kugath here. I mean, I didn't expect it, but in some ways I'm not. He was obviously running away from Clan Eshin here. That army is just utter trash. That one is complete and utter trash. This one has a couple of units, but it's hard to say, but like 2 of those armies are just absolute garbage, like objective trash garbage. I'm gonna go into that real quick, just kind of hang tight and replenish, because our artillery needs some replenishment. I'm gonna go through those messages. We were working on kind of exterminating the ogres. We took over Karak-Azorn. Complete the legendary. Oh man, we gotta do another legendary grudge. It says the fallen ones to access the underway network here. Crap. That sucks. Because I was really counting on that thing to get me through. What is the fallen ones? Destroy the following factions. Hello? Gain a dwarf ancestor relic. What are they? Which of these factions is alive? Curious now. So it was like Grimgor and then all of the Chaos Dwarves? Are there Chaos Dwarves still alive? Dark Elves, High Elves, Kislev. We're the only dwarf factions, that's why it doesn't list any others. Like, who's left? I don't get it. Grudges. Do you have to, like, pin that grudge to track to it or something? Are any of them alive? Because, like, for instance, it says destroy the following factions. I mean, Clan Scryer's dead. We saw them extinct. And Clan Mulder's also dead. So, like, what's up with these? Like, this almost seems like something's glitched. Because this is completed. Yeah, I mean, that's completed. All of these are dead. So I don't understand. Take the realms, which we finished. Like that one, it's like it knows we took, but those factions are destroyed. I'm confused. There's something glitched here. I wonder if it's the recruit defeated legendary lords thing. I mean, these are all dead, but you know, it makes it like if there's a single one like somewhere, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a reason why that wouldn't be completed. Again, if you all know something here that I'm missing, let me know, because I'm not sure what it is, but that grudge appears to be complete by everything that I can see. So I'm a little bit confused as to why I'm not able to restore the underway there. A little bit confused as to what's going on. Again, maybe it's my mod. That's the only thing I can kind of think of here. Either that or it's just a flat-out glitch, like where they've just designed it wrong. I'm gonna bounce underground right here, hit the Black Fortress, and then we'll bounce back across over to Flayed Rock. Let's go ahead and continue our efforts here. With Malakai, we were kind of digging into the heart of Nagarond. We are not at war with this faction there. I can't reach any of these settlements in this turn. That's really frustrating. Just come over here. Do my best to just close the distance and kill as many Druki as we can, as quickly as we can. I think we can make it to... Nope, we can't make it out there. I agree. I'm gonna move over here and see whether we can catch them in an ambush. My reinforcing army was still headed in here. They retook Nagrar. The Black Arcs, though, are kind of backing off at this point, but I'm gonna push up and try and catch them there. Oldest is really gonna need a better front line at some point, and it may be good for us to stop and do that now. These dwarf warriors are they're not immune to psych. They do have the shield wall formation, which is pretty nice. We'll keep this stuff here. Let's go ahead and recruit units, and let's see here. Someone also wanted to know whether or not killing Sartosa would count towards killing vampires, and that's a good question. We should go look at that in the Vampire Grudge. And it does count towards this one. So we should go fight against Sartosa. And since we can't move these armies through that underway, like I had planned to, they are going to be put to work against Sartosa. And 5 battles against Sartosa will help us meet the criteria that we were looking for. So I'm just going to go move against them. And that might satisfy some of the other needs that we have. So let's see. This army is missing a unit. And it had taken the Valerie. Did someone get injured? Did I have 2 Master Engineers in that army? I don't think so. I think that Master Engineer was sitting with a different... Well, maybe he was. I don't know what it is we've lost here. I'm going to keep pushing forward, though. I'm going to try and keep the heat on the Servants of Tzeentch here. There we go. Just kind of push our way on in. And just continue to soak up map here. And deprive our enemies of any reprieve, essentially. Let's see. That army is replenishing. Got unassigned skill points now, of course. We're going to have quite a few of these, I would assume. Let's go with Mentor. Yep, alright, here we go. Let's go Scarred Veteran.
Lord of Clan Morgrim.
And let's see. Increase mobility. Alright, skill points are taken care of. We still have a Lord not moved. So Stormbreaker, I think he's the one that lost the other engineer. They got wounded by these Tzeentch characters here, if I remember right. We don't need to stay out here in the desert. There's just no reason to. This army needs to move along, probably to the southern Chaos Waste. Just like the rest. I think we've got mutagenic energies on us still. Or no? Local effects. Maybe it's just something to do with the desert. I don't remember what was going on with this army, but we'll try and get them replenished as soon as we're able. Then we got this hero over here. Let's see if we can get rid of any of these hunters. Did we do it? Nope, he failed. Sweet. Oh well. He's got a lot of skill up on that too, so I'm kind of surprised he's failing so easily. All right, we've got a ton of money to spend now. Let's head into our settlements. I'm gonna kind of just scroll down. I'd started some work in some of these places. So that's the Western Border Princes. Tower of Crack is fine. We don't really need a whole lot else there. Improve some of these. Howling Waste. Let's put in some defensive capabilities. I wanna tear this down. I don't think those are really needed up there. Cracked land. This is near the Tomb Kings. I probably don't need the defenses there, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just in case. Barrier Idols. This is also near the Tomb Kings, probably in the Badlands. Southern Badlands is definitely in the Badlands. We've got a special building we can put in there. What is it, by the way? Oh, it doesn't come till tier 3, but it's a nice mine that would give us a lot of extra income, as if we are dying for more income. But I mean, I will always take more income. Man, 45 kegs of dwarf beer there, too, at Carrickazorn. That would be really good to have. All right. I'm dishing out my money. Put it to use. Defend some of these places. Some Oath gold. All right, that should do. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Interestingly enough, those Skaven did come up, and we were intercepted in the underway. This is the one army that wasn't all trash, but it is still mostly trash. I'm still pretty damaged in terms of artillery, but this should be something we can handle quite easily. Folks, the battle started. The Skaven were hard camped in the back of the map. I turned my back for about half a second, and they summoned on my artillery, which I'm attempting to move forward. So that's cool. That's definitely Skaven for you. So I'm gonna have to protect these organ guns. I moved up my leadership to just kind of see where the enemy was at. And they were, like I said, they were hard camped all the way back here in the back. I'm gonna try and pick at their lord for a minute, see if we can get their attention, because I'm tired of this. There we go. I think we've got their attention. Do they? Oh, I thought they had warp lightning. It was not warp lightning, but nearly as annoying. Stupid clan rat summons lasting an incredibly long time, considering that it's completely unsupported. All right, here comes the next summon. Fortunately for me, that one's right on my leaders, which is a little less concerning. My main army will be up here and should be ready in time. My artillery is going to be quite a ways behind, but I will move them up as best I can. They're going to require support. Yep, there is warp lightning, of course, because that warlock engineer, I believe, is the hero. Warlock master, sorry. Yeah, just get in here and kick some booty. Here we go. Drop the Helm of Discord on him. And then let's smoke bomb that dude. Awesome. Oh man, that stupid magic is driving me nuts. All right. Fortunately, though, that Warlock Master is going to be gone here in mere moments. I'm going to brace my army for the inevitable charge here. They're summoning on my Bugmans. I'm going to turn my Iron Breakers around to... Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to pitch some satchel charges on those Death Runners. There we go. Oh my gosh. My Longbeards are getting cooked over here by something. Why do I have a Bugman's Ranger all the way up in there? That doesn't even make any sense. Alright, hold on. And the Skaven leader is dead. I'm kind of trying to figure out what's holding together the resolve at this point. Get that. Let's go after some of these stupid summons all over me still. I'm going to leave one Slayer back here. I'm going to send this one over here to get rid of that nonsense. Skaven are putting up a lot more fight than I expected they would, which is irritating. But Skaven being irritating is nothing less than expected. What is holding their leadership together? Like, I am truly curious. Golly, man, these Death Runners are giving us some hurt here as well. I'm gonna... Oh, their leader didn't die. That explains a lot. Their leader didn't die. That was convenient. So he managed to escape with his life, barely clinging on. How annoying. How annoying. All right, I'm gonna try and get rid of some of these Death Runners. My engineer just routed. That's less than desirable here. I'm gonna see if I can finish off their leader. He's headed towards me. Fortunately, our main line held pretty strong. I need these Slayers to come back over here. I'm trying to chase off all their Gutter Runners. Got a lot of Gutter Runner Slingers and other units that are very annoying. They're going for my artillery now, which again, makes sense. Kind of would expect as much. I think their leader is actually dead now. Get these guys reassigned to their artillery piece. Keep some units back here. I'm not 100% certain why these guys haven't routed here. They are very, very defeated at this point. This is really a foregone conclusion as far as this battle is concerned. I think probably just because they have a little bit of ammunition, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, this to me feels like foregone conclusion. I lost more units here than I would have wanted to as well, so this is really quite bad for me. Look at this, man. It just gutter runners all over the place. All over the place. Gutter runner slingers now after me, being chased in. Anytime you all want to give up the fight and realize that you have no hope. I'm so confused as to what is keeping their chances alive here. All right. Got my engineer firing at these guys. There we go. I think the AI has finally come to its senses here and that they shouldn't have ever lasted that long. Wow, that was a lot bloodier than I needed it to be. Okay, well, we totally lost 2 Bugmans there, so that's a little irritating.
Win the battle, they will come.
We'll have to get those back. We're gonna start another war on Startosa here, so we're gonna be busy. We're gonna have a lot going on, but I mean that's to be expected, I think, in these late game scenarios. And again, I feel like we're way past the point at which we know we're going to win. I was just thinking it might be kind of cool to clear up that legendary grudge, to finish, you know, some of the key stuff that we were working on. It's really unfortunate that some of these other legendary grudges kind of seem like they're glitched. It's most unfortunate, in fact. Thorek headed this way. I'm trying to get his hero rejoined with him. And this army needs to put to sea. Alright, so we're going to put them to sea. We're going to have to watch for their hero to come back. Okay. Malakai can now unleash on Kragoth Deep. And we'll continue to expand our domination of the Druki here. I'm surprised that we haven't been hearing more peace overtures from them. Tzeentch has been asking me for peace on every turn end and offering me 10,000 gold nonetheless. But I mean, it's not going to happen. They're not getting a peace agreement from us. They're just going to like hit me with like mutagenic energies and re-attack me soon, and it's just not going to happen. Malekith's here with a whole bunch of dread spears. We kind of kicked his butt on the last one, so I'm just going to auto-resolve through him because that's really not a particularly scary Druki fight there that we had lined up. Oh, I just got an achievement. It says Coppers overfloweth. We have over 60,000 income, really, because it says only 50. Maybe that also takes away, or it's not including the upkeep that you're paying, sorry, not playing. So that could be the case, I don't know. Tear that down, and then let's check it out. We've got some more research to do. Let's finish all the research. We're very close to finishing all the research. Grombrindle can take the Black Fortress, so we're getting, again, steps closer to removing the ogres from the map. Ogre side, I guess what we're going to call it here. These are not the buildings that I want. Alright. So Grombrindle took that, and then this army should be able to take the Tower of Morgoth. So yeah, we are definitely starting to deny the ogres a lot of territory here. Excellent.
This is our city.
Substantial progress here. Building I want. Let's go ahead and upgrade. Growth. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay.
What do you want? Meat?
Meat? I'm not sure that I'm the one that should be called meat at this point. It looks like you're the meat. Alright, here comes Ungrim. Greasy was holed up there, but he's not going to be much longer for this world. There we go. So we have occupied many settlements on this turn, gaining territory very rapidly. Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. I am concerned about this army because we are facing 2 more Skaven armies. Veil of Titans doesn't have much by means of defense, but it's better than nothing, and these armies are pretty trashy, so I'm going to move back to Veil of Titans. And then we lost a couple of Bugmans in this army, so I'm going to see what we have to replace them. I don't like the adventure units right now. Squirrler with Great Weapon would be a pretty good one. It's also got Shield Breaker, but it'll also make it a little bit harder to control my troops. How long is it going to take me to get Bugman's Ranger? Only one turn. Let's just grab our 2 Bugman's Rangers there, get that army reset. And then we've got these other 2 armies again, just kind of busy clearing out ogres, and then they'll soon be able to join us, and I've got more headed their direction. Like, so see, this army, for instance, is headed this direction. Awesome. Okay, we moved here. Moved there. Who else has not moved? So Oldest has his new Longbeards. I can't reach this next settlement, unfortunately. I'm still gonna force march and just get him up there as quick as I can. Oh, Clan Eshin's got an army out here in the waste. Interesting. I don't know what else we should put in this army. The Ekron Miners aren't gonna be much. We do have this, I don't know what we were missing from this army, to be honest. I'm not sure what it was. I mean, maybe we lost a gyro or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to throw this army. I'm going to go ahead and try and wipe out Tretch, who's now working for Clan Eshin. He's been wiped out by us multiple times before. Wow, that is so many Death Runners. That is Clan Eshin all the way. He's got a couple of Hell Pit Abominations as well. One thing he does not have is Warp Lightning, but he does have 3 Eshin Clanstone uses here, but that's fine. I was thinking that was going to be a Menace Below, so I don't think he has any Menace Below. He's got a Poison Wind Mortar as well. We'll have to keep an eye out for. Let's go ahead and fight one more battle here. All right, time to take on Tretch. I'm going to send the spear out ahead. Ooh, nice hit on that Hell Pit Abomination. They do heal, unfortunately, but I'm mostly using the spear as an attempt to try and get the Skaven to come after me rather than the other way around. I did attack them, so I would imagine they're going to try to remain defensive if they're given the choice. So I'm going to try and remove that choice from them by hitting them with what range attacks we can muster. They're probably going to start hitting me with that Poison Wind Mortar, which unfortunately is going to poison me and make my airship even slower. I don't know what kind of damage to expect. Poison Wind Mortar does a fair bit of damage, but it doesn't look like it's really doing anything to the Thunder Barge. Let's go see what else they have. I've got the summoned gyro as well. Let's flip that around. And I'm going to attack that Poison Wind Mortar. It's a priority target for me. Very dangerous units. There we go. That got their attention. And I now should be able to kind of follow these guys all the way over to my lines. Dig in is in effect, so we'll be maxed out on our range here. As gyros are ripping into those Poison Wind Mortars. I want to do the damage here with my Thunder Barge. Thunder Barge is pretty effective against those large targets. Taking some fire from some Warp Fire throwers here. That's definitely not ideal. This will also help me reveal those Death Runners, which is good. The Death Runners can cause pretty good damage to a number of my units on the battlefield here. They're dangerous units. Very capable melee fighters. Poison Wind Mortar's in bad shape. Our Thunder Barge is racking up some pretty substantial damage. It looks like they're mostly Triads and Death Runners. Here comes the artillery fire. I'm going to target that Hell Pit, and then I'm going to see if we can put some shots into these Death Runners as well. Oh, this is going to be hard to target because these guys are moving so fast. Will it work? Well, I'm not sure. I don't think so. All right, yeah, so again, we're going to try and get some pain into these Death Runners. Actually, I want this guy. You come intercept. All right, pitch your charges. Reinforce. And let's reinforce some of these blasting charges here. All right, the blasting charges ripped the Death Runners and ripped them hard. So that was really, really good for us. And I am concerned about what they're gonna bring up along my flank. I'll actually, well, yeah, we got a unit of Death Runners rolling in here. Let's enter 2 units of Death Runners. 3 units of Death Runners. Wow, I'm gonna send some hammers out that direction. We've got a Hell Pit Abomination headed down this flank. I'm gonna send more reinforcements out there. Oh, crap. We're vulnerable on this flank. Let's get this Slayer hero over here. Thunder Barge kind of just doing its thing. I'm gonna run the Thunder Barge over here. I've got those Doom Seekers coming in over here against all that infantry where I'm hoping they'll be able to really show their legs there. That should be a good spot for them. All right, so we've got the right targets set over here. We're still got a bit of an issue with some gutter runners there. I'm gonna run them out. All right, well, the battle against Tretch went a lot better than our last battle. We're gonna take a few casualties, but not near as bad as what we suffered before. I'm gonna flash bomb Tretch. I'd like to hold him here as long as we can. Put some damage into him. He's gonna start running away. We're not gonna be able to catch him. I'm just gonna take my artillery and target him. That's gonna be our best chance, potentially, of finishing it off here. It won't really matter. I mean, he'll only be wounded for a turn, maybe 2. But I'm gonna target Tretch hard with everything here and see if we can pump him full of lead. I'm not sure if that spear tagged him or not. I saw a little bit of damage go down, but it could have been from the artillery. Tretch is really hard to hit. He's got a substantial ward save usually, and then he's usually got pretty good missile resistance and I think good armor. Just pin him. All right, there we go. Yeah, he's got 25% missile resistance, 40% ward save. That is ridiculous. So that means that literally 4 out of every 10 points of damage you deal to him are just completely negated. And then look at his speed here. He's got 61 speed for an infantry unit, which is a little bit obscene. And he's healing, mind you. So he gets a little bit obscene. But, I mean, I think it's just part of what he is. Otherwise, he'd just be terrible. So I think CA had to give him something here. We are not going to kill him, though, I don't think. Especially since he's running through that forest there. He keeps getting knocked over, but he's putting hit points on pretty rapidly here. Let's go ahead and just end the battle. All right, well, I think that was acceptable. We killed Tretch's army with fairly few losses. We're going to send them packing. It's going to leave us in a strong position. We just have to, I think, stay in this encamp stance, and then we can kind of, I think we can kind of push forward a little more. Tretch might try to get behind us here, and he might team up with Zinch. Oh my gosh. Never mind, he's got a lot of health here. I might should have moved backwards. Whew. Yeah, Valkia's up there. Archaon. Valkia. Wow, yeah, things are going to get interesting. We've got many enemies ahead of us, many enemies. All right, well, Belagar has his opportunity to move here. There are some rather numerous hosts of Sartosa in front of me. And I do have the ability to come all the way in here for reinforcements. And I'm going to attack Aranessa here. Luther and Aranessa are both here. I am going to declare war.
Mouthful of urchin.
Mouthful of urchin. I think if anybody has a mouthful of urchins, I think we know who it is here, lady. All right, so Luther and Aranessa here. I'm just going to auto-resolve these guys. Like, the auto-resolve is looking pretty friendly here. Let's just knock them out. And that ought to be our first battle chalked up against vampires. So that will be good. It's going to send them packing, and then we can take that settlement. Start to purge the vampire filth from it. Nice. Nice, good. Yep, we're in good shape here. So that should have counted if I go and look here. Yep, see, battles fought 1 of 5. Nice. That is excellent. I'm going to take this army and move towards Miragliano. And we'll take that. Again, all these will start counting towards our vampire fights. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. We got a lot done. We've got a lot more to do still. especially when you look at Cathay. Cathay is a ruined wasteland that is going to have to be redeemed. And I guess that'll be our final act here, is to redeem Grand Cathay from the menace that has overtaken it. I will see you next time. Heir of Carthage signing out.